Today, I am with the Managing Director of JobsDB Philippines, the Philippine branch of the leading internet job site in Asia, and which also includes the Executive Headhunter Division, JobsDB Prestige, 88db.com, a website for freelancers and entrepreneurs, and politicalarena.com, the Philippines' first socio-political networking site. Jayjay is the owner and Managing Director of English Chatroom, an English enhancement training center. She is also owner of the Island Fresh Community Market and Cartas Corporation. Prior to her current post, Jayjay wore several hats in the pioneering free email company EDSA Mail Philippines, online media development manager, customer service manager, and sales manager for its customer data services. She graduated with a degree in Bachelor of Science in Commerce from Assumption College in 1991. Her major was in management and her minor in Management Information Systems. Viewers, let us all welcome Ms. Jayjay Viray. Can you tell us something about yourself, Jayjay?
Okay.
You graduated 1991 with a major in commerce.
Yes.
And now you're connected with JobsDB Philippines.
Okay. I've always been in the IT industry. My major is Management Information System. It might not be too technical, meaning it doesn't do software development and all. But what an MIS person does is it manages the entire operation of the IT system. Being in the IT business since I graduated, IT and technology, IT and telecoms, by the way, it was the closest thing for me to do is get into a website portal after EDSA Mail. EDSA Mail was really an email company.
So that was your first job?
No, my first job was actually, in 1991, I took a break. I went to Boracay and enjoyed my life. Then I looked for a job. I went through the process like anybody else did. I attended seminars that promised you 60,000 a month salary. And I told myself, whoever offers me the first job, I'll take. And I was able to land a job with Vetronics. It's a quasi-government company selling military equipments, military communication equipment.
So how did you get into that? You passed your resume?
No, I attended, I responded to a blind ad in the newspaper that says, earn 60,000 pesos a month. So I went. So, siyempre, when you're young, you're so ideal, you want to have so much money, no? So I attended the seminar, and it was, the seminar was going to sell pots and pans.
Okay.
So I won't name the brand. And the person right next to me kept on looking at me, and I was like,
may HD.
Oh, girl eh. Sana ba, di ba? Tapos kept on looking at me. Sabi niya, in Tagalog, sabi niya, parang hindi ka bagay dito. Siyempre, the training I got from Assumption is that you always have to look the part you want to be.
Yeah.
So I was always dressed up. I attended the seminar, I was fully made up. I was really very corporate and young looking and fresh. And they thought I was social. So they were saying, dito bagay para sa'yo. Yung husband ko may opening, baka gusto mo doon.
Wow.
So, sabi ko, yeah, why not? So that evening, I was introduced to the husband. The next day, I went to the office and he got me right on the spot. So that's how I started.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. No? That's why if anybody invites me, I hardly say no. Because there might be some opportunities, before me that I cannot miss on. So I went and I was with them for about 2.5 years. Then I joined the United Nations for a special project. Then I thought, when you're young, you think you know everything already. So I told myself, no, I'll start my own business. Then I started my own business. I went into the printing business. I also did clothing, made-to-order business.
So at a very young age, you're also very entrepreneurial.
Oh, yeah. I think I got it from my dad. I remember in grade 6, my mom had a bakery, and for merienda, she would send us food. O to baon mo, here's your cash money, and here's your baon. So the baon, I sell that.
Wow.
So, I had a lot of customers, so I started to earn. I enjoy selling. I remember also joining my sisters during Simbang Gabi selling bibingka in Green Meadows. So I was always driven. I always wanted to build something from nothing. Even the squid balls, the fish balls, that wasn't popular then eh. I was already selling that. I would go to FTI, buy mga few packs, and I'll sell it. Even the French fries, it wasn't yet known at the time. What I'd do, I'll go to Quiapo, buy the frozen ones, then sell it to my office mates. So I'm really a salesperson.
Wow. So from the very start, at a very young age, you learned how to, number one, sell,
Yeah.
and number two, to have an entrepreneurial spirit within you.
Yeah, maybe because of the circumstances that I was faced with when I was young. I remember when I was in grade 6, and this I always share to everybody, you know. When I was in grade 6, I was really crying. I was in the clinic and I was crying. In Assumption, I had a very good network. I only went to one school, by the way, since grade school to college.
All
Assumption.
girls school.
All girls school. And when I was in grade 6, I was relatively close to the nurses, the nurse, and to the doctor in Assumption.
So you went to the clinic all the time?
Yes, and so one time I was so depressed, I went to the clinic and they were asking me why, what's the problem? And I said, you know, I'm going through something, and I think I'm going to be poor. Because when there's family crisis, my parents, they gave us everything. I had a very comfortable life. I still have a comfortable life anyway. But even when you're younger, everything's just given to you. And when we were faced with a crisis, I thought we were going to lose everything at a very young age, at grade 6. No, apparently when I was there, and I was crying, talking to the doctor, which I'm not used to. I mean, I'm not very expressive of how I feel to just anybody, but to the doctors because they're like family to me. So I was crying, and she had a guest, and the guest said, "Oh, bakit ka umiyak?" Sabi ko, "Hindi, maghihirap yata kami. I think I'm going to lose my money because there's something going on in the family." And he said, "No, don't worry, Iha. There are two things that will make you successful in the Philippines. Either it's cash and contact. But if you don't have cash, but you have contacts, you will make it." So from that time on, I told myself that I have to meet someone new every day. So regardless if that person is a security guard. And through to my belief, there have been those who are, you know, really from the bottom, who've made it, and they still remember me, and they're grateful that, "Ma'am, hindi mo kami ni-snub nung mababa kami. So, ngayon, kailangan mo kami, nandito kami." Parang ganyan. So, since grade 6, so imagine how many friends I have.
Oh, so madami na talaga, no?
So, I just don't say no to friendship. If I have to meet someone new, I will.
So how do you do that? How do you meet someone new? Do you go out of your way, or?
Well, you know, when you're younger, when there is an opportunity, you go out of your way to, you know, to meet someone new. Now, as much as possible, when I'm invited, I say yes. Especially from friends, no. Even when when guys court you, even though you don't like the guy, my mentality is, I'll go out with him, baka his friend. He might introduce me to another friend. Not that I'm using it for my own personal financial growth, but I'm able to learn from people. There's just so much to acquire. There's so much to learn. I'm not a bookish person. I learn from people. I learn from experiences
Streets,
of people.
Yeah.
So
you'd rather be street smart.
yes, you know, I enjoy life. I love the experiences that people are able to bring into my life. That's what makes me live. That's actually my battery in life. You know, when the energy that I get from people like you or people I meet in the streets, that's life to me. That's my motivating factor to move on and say, hey, I can do a lot more.